Many people were pleasantly surprised. They were surprised at how proper he was when he spoke and how well he held his own, and even at how comfortable he was in front of the camera. I was surprised that people were surprised. See, Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham, from Toronto, biracial, black and Jewish, was an actor before he was a rapper, which is one reason why I said that I felt he was a successful rapper, because he knows how to act like a rapper. Although people know this part of his past, I'm amazed at how many people don't seem to think it's still part of who he is now. It seems that people really just want him to be the rapper. That's it. Now, is he talented and good at what he does? Sure. But if you remember that he is an actor, then a lot of his lyrics don't always make sense. You might remember that he's not really hood. You remember that he did not really start from the bottom, that maybe he's just acting. So even some of these fans who really felt that they knew Drake, they found themselves so surprised when he did Saturday Night Live. See, the thing is, none of Drake's fans really know Drake. You may know his career, you may follow him on social networking sites such as Instagram and Twitter, but that's not the real person. Those are specific, controlled pieces of information that he or his public relations people and his record label decides is best for his fans to see. So as much as people think they know him, when he does something as simple as go back to acting, people get surprised. Because following somebody and liking somebody does not mean that you know that somebody. People think that they know him, but they don't. This regularly happens on social networking websites, Twitter, Flickr, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, these sites that connect you to other people by sharing information, pictures, job info, etc. People think that they know each other, and they don't. You know, it's amazing how many guys try to hook up with girls that they see on social networking sites. They saw a picture, and because they saw a picture, they want to leave a comment and a phone number, or they want to send a direct message or something of the nature, because they think that they know what they're looking at. I've seen some of these girls in person, and they don't at all look like what they look like. The thing is, whatever is put on these sites are controlled. Pictures have been edited with filters and apps and programs. The only information on them that you can actually see is what they want you to see. And even if they did not control the info, there's still not enough on there for you to know somebody. Like Drake fans, the problem is you think that you know people, but you don't. Listen, I don't want to drag this out too long. Last night I had the benefit of going to one of my young people's Sweet 16 birthday parties, and while I was there, I had a flashback to a Sweet 16 of my high school girlfriend. She was turning 16. It was a nice event. Everybody was dressed up. Everybody was enjoying themselves, and we were having a good time. It was a special day, so I decided to do something special. Pastor, she was one of these girls that thought that getting my school ring was really sweet and would mean a lot. Not have it, but you just wear it, right? Now, listen, I like my school ring. I brought it with me today. I got it right. So it's a regular school ring, nothing fancy, but hey, I was graduating high school. I like my ring. It has the winged foot inside the stone because I ran track. The winged foot of Hermes, it's engraved, got my name on the inside. It got the track foot on one side of it. 14 karat gold. I paid a lot for it. Paid $400 for this ring. I like my ring. It was not something that I would let go of lightly, but I knew that she would appreciate it and feel special. So I came up with a great way to give her her gift. After everyone sang happy birthday and people were dancing, I called her over to the corner and told her how much she meant to me, yada, 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 and how much I knew that she always wanted to wear my ring. So I take my ring off, and I take her hand in my hand, and she sees it coming, and her eyes get big, and they start to well up. And while I'm putting the ring on, out of nowhere, one of her best friends screams out her name. And the girl really needed something, I think, concerning the party. So my girlfriend turns around and tells her that she'd be there in a minute. And when my girlfriend turned back around to me, I finished putting the ring on. And she looked down at it, covered her mouth, and began to cry. She was looking at a clustered diamond ring, while her friend did what I asked her to do, which was be a distraction big enough to make her look away. I switched rings. Right. But see, y'all think it's sweet. See, the deal was she wasn't getting my ring. That was the point. It got a winged foot inside the stone. It got my name engraved on it. It got the track and field sign on the side. It's 14 karat gold. I paid $400 for it. There's an old phrase that simply says, see, what you see is not always what you get. She thought she knew what she was getting. She felt what she was getting, but that's not what she got. Jesus had a social network. He had a group of people that were around him, connected to him, and this is a problem that even he had to deal with. See, there are tons of young people, young adults and adults who follow Jesus, they like Jesus, they subscribe to Jesus, but don't really know Jesus. They feel that they know who he is. They feel that what they've seen through other Christians or what they've seen in church, they feel that they know what they're getting into and they decide to say, I am a believer, but that's not what they got. This is the glitch in Jesus' social network. People who click the follow button, people who click the subscribe button, people who hit the like button, people who say that they are with Jesus, but they do not have a relationship. Y'all stay with me, don't fall asleep. If you do, I will talk to you on Wednesday. This year, we are looking at prayer. We are looking at communication with God, communication even with Christ. If we are going to do that well, then we have to look at this glitch because it's all about relationship. In this text message that Mark sent us, we see the glitch in Jesus' social network, and we can learn how to avoid it. I know, an explanation is necessary. To understand the story a little bit better, I figured that I would use my spiritual imagination to talk to the author as I tend to do from time to time. I said, hey, Mark, what's really good with you? Mark said, Hough, I'm straight, what's goody? I said, listen, man, I'm up here preaching at Messiah on this Youth Sunday, and I need you to explain what's going on in that text message you sent. Mark 4:35 through 41, the story of Jesus calming the storm. Mark goes, oh, right, I remember. Okay, here's what happened. It was nighttime, and Jesus decided that he wanted to go to the other side of the Sea of Galilee. He said, let us go to the other side. So they left the crowd behind because you know there was always a crowd around Jesus. And I was like, right. And he said, but there were still other boats that were following them across the sea. I said, wow, okay, well, then what? Mark said, a huge storm came, and I mean, it was pretty bad. I said, yeah, I know some translations say that it was hurricane level storm. He said, yeah, there was water coming into the boat. The disciples were worried that they were going to die. Everybody was panicking. It didn't look too good. I said, that's crazy. Well, what was Jesus doing while this horrible storm is going on? Mark said, sleep. I said, what? Mark said, Jesus was asleep in the back of the boat. I said, so while water is coming in the boat and people think they're going to die, Mark said, yup. He was asleep. They had to go wake him up. They woke him up and asked him, so you just gonna sleep while we die? Jesus got up and said to the sea, quiet, peace, be still. And everything stopped. I said, that's my man, Jesus. Mark said, well, the disciples didn't know what to do with themselves. They were trying to figure out who was this man who could make a storm stop. I said, but didn't they wake him up because they needed him to do something in the first place?